Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Inder Raj, and I'm back from India. I'll be talking about how you can use analytics in various kind of games across the next 2 days. I'll be beginning with the MMORPG genre. Now, I would like to ask how many of you have actually played any MMO game right now? Okay, how many of you have played Second Life? Okay, Sims Online, and this game called Virtuonomics. Okay, interestingly, none of you have actually played this game called Virtuonomics, but my case study is based on that, so you'll come across some very interesting scenarios wherein you can actually use MMORPG to innovate in business. So I'll begin with the agenda, wherein I'll be talking about how big the MMORPG genre actually is, and what are the kind of people who are actually playing these games. Then going on to the key elements in implementing analytics as to what you need to build an analytic structure. Then the data generation techniques, the analysis techniques, what information can analytics reveal, and the potential of analytics. Now, very differently from the earlier lectures, I would request you guys to be very participative because I'll be asking you questions, and that's how the session would be going around. Okay, to begin with, the entire genre has seen an explosion, if you can actually realize over here. We've gone from 300 million users to 510 million users in a span of 1 year. That's a 70% jump, even though the genre has been there for ages now. And if you see the size of the industry, it's at 11.6 billion. It's actually 600 times the console gaming market today, the social media and the MMO genre. And 61% of the players are women, and 43 is the average age of the player, which is what you already seen. Okay, this is like a very academic model as to how you implement analytics. I would normally skip this, so that is why I'll just have these two words. First, you need to generate data, and then you can analyze data to derive information from that. Okay, now if I have to begin with how you can generate data and what kind of data you can generate, these are some of the points that you can generate from MMO style games as to how many concurrent players are there right now in the system, where are they located, how the maps can actually reveal them. Then what is the session time of a player, what does he do once he logs in the first time, how long is he staying on a system. Then the social activity, is he chatting with someone, is he playing solo, is he also posting his messages on Facebook, something like that. Then how many new players are joining the system? Now these can be due to a lot of things, like invitations given to players, or probably some promotional activity done by the owners of the product, and things like payment info as to what is the propensity of a person to pay, and when does he pay, and all these things. Now these are just 5 points over here. Does any one of you know any other point that we can capture through MMO style games? I'm sure we got a very bright audience over here. We can have at least 1 or 2 more points. Yeah, that is one of the good points, wherein we can have things like how people are working together in groups to get into a particular area. Is there any other point? Okay, the idea of this discussion is not to really bring across a presentation. The idea is that I'm going to show you how you can actually derive information from the basic data that you generate in an MMO style game. So the entire presentation would have points coming in from your end, and then you will yourself realize how that information can be used to make the entire experience better, or probably monetize the game better.
So your focus is more on the basic analytics, like player time and all those things. Will you be focusing on the actual gameplay itself? Like just one of the things mentioned was the stealth assessment and things like that, assessments of certain skill sets within the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
What Jonathan mentioned just now.
Yeah, so what we can do is that if there are any particular areas that you're looking at, you can just let me know, then we can like move the discussion to that topic.
There are techniques that can be used to prevent overloading on the server based on the fact that maybe there is some special event, and there will be a lot of people trying to connect to
Yeah, the point you're talking about is the traffic analysis that happens on an MMO style game.
Yes.
Now, if you use a certain kind of techniques like cluster analysis or cohort analysis, you can actually deduce as to how the campaigns have done in the past. You would obviously, if you're doing a new event on a platform like this, you would have your marketing team making estimates as to what would happen once I launch this campaign. What is the captive audience I'm going to derive out of this campaign? And you would have past data mentioning that X campaign gave me Y users, and this was the impact on traffic, and this was the kind of activity, whether they were sharing images or doing something over there. So using that analysis, you can have regression techniques which will actually give you a very good idea as to what kind of traffic is going to come in, and how you can actually back up the traffic and have some kind of a second plan in case your traffic goes overboard. So you can do a lot of analysis as to what kind of interactions are going to happen. Are they only going to be like textual interactions when they're supposed to solve a quiz by using elements from the game itself? Or are they going to have to contribute things from their end as to some images that they find or their own images, and they have to interact that way? So depending on what data type you're using and the earlier traffic analysis, you can actually find out how much backup I actually need on the system and what kind of bandwidth would be required to handle that kind of traffic.
Based also on previous and past experiences.
Yeah, exactly. So you would require your past experience plus the knowledge of what data type is being used. Okay, so like from these points and the point that Sir just mentioned, we can actually understand how data is going to be converted into information. So if I know how many concurrent players are there on the system right now, I can derive that, okay, fine. Right now, if I'm running a campaign, where are the people and where are they located? If I do a campaign, how many people are going to be like clinging onto the campaign? Then if I do an analysis of session time, let's say, then I can actually track that what was the session time once he logged in for the first time? How was his entire experience? What was the session time once he came in the second time? And how is it changing over time? Is he becoming more engaged in the game, or is he tentatively going to drop off the game? In terms of social activity, you can actually, now this is a very interesting point. Let's say you are doing this in a control environment, wherein you've got a classroom, and maybe not very particular over here, but there might be areas where a particular student only speaks to a certain number of students. Now you can actually track over here whether this guy is actually introvert and he's working with a particular group in the classroom, but is he communicating with others once he's on an online platform? Now this is one thing that we've seen in the MMO genre, that people who are very introvertish, even they tend to go out and communicate with others. So this is one area wherein we can open the boundaries for communication as well. Then there are other things like how are new players coming in. If they're coming in from a particular campaign, then you can do a campaign analysis. Now this is from the particularly a marketing point of view. Like let's say you introduce a new feature and you advertise that. How many people are jumping out of the system? How are you going to use that data in the future? Now these are the few things that you can actually derive from the kind of information you're pulling in. So you can have play curves as to how people are behaving over time, as to what kind of features are they using. Are they accelerating their session times, or are they reducing it, and similar things. Is there any point that you also want to point out? Any particular area that you think I'm missing out on? You can just let me know. Then there are other things like the clustering technique is a very interesting technique, wherein what you do is that typically an MMO style game would have a large number of users. And using the data that you're getting in, you can actually classify users as to what kind of behavior they're going to be getting into. Now, if I am a marketing manager and I understand that, let's say, a particular cluster of, say, 40 individuals had paid on this kind of campaign at this point of time, and now I'm extending it to the entire set. Now I know that these people fall into this cluster, and I can promote this particular item to them, or this social gift to them, and these are the guys who will be purchasing this at this point of time. So this is like a very high level of data analysis, wherein you are actually using the data generated from the system and putting it back in and trying to understand how you can monetize it better or increase the social experience.
What do you mean by play curves?
Yeah, this is actually how you change your behavior over time. So let's say I log in for this first time. Now I might be just exploring the system, so I'm not aware of the features. So I'm just trying out a few things, and I feel that it might be very engaging or very interesting to find out the new features. But if the entire thing cannot be sustained over a long period of time, you will feel that the curves are dropping in terms of what is the session time on every subsequent login. So the idea of any MMO game would be that at least I can sustain that session time over a large number of sessions, or I can accelerate it using new features. So this thing actually combines with things like feature testing, wherein you introduce new features into the system, and then you see how people are reacting to it, whether they're dropping off, whether they're inviting more of their friends, and similar things. So I've just put in 3 images over here. The first image is actually Excel map of the users on an MMO style game. So it is actually showing where people are crowding up and what is happening over there. So this is a good way to find out that, like, let's say you're playing Second Life and you have a shop over there. So an analysis like this can actually show you how many people are crowding up to your shop and why is it some other shop that people are not going to. So this kind of things can actually help you help the users of the system improve their own capabilities and also their own like whatever they're doing in the system, they can just improve that to attract more users. The second is based on more of a event marketing thing, wherein you launch a promotion and you've got lots of data sets telling you whether you've done better than the earlier promotion or the next promotion needs these things and all these other aspects. The last image actually shows you that you've got a lot of information and you've got a spoon with yourself, and you can like fiddle around with the information and have a lot of things coming out of it. So it is actually up to you as to how you're going to be using the information. This is my last slide. This actually talks about a game which very strangely none of you have actually seen. This is a game called Virtuonomics, wherein you play the role of an entrepreneur and you have to start a business. Now there are multiple kind of businesses available over there. You can start with a trading business, you can start with the finance business, you can select any manufacturing business. And once you get on board this game, there are a lot of players and you have to interact with them, deal with the prices and all those things. Now if you see this particular article, this is about how people are interacting and sharing how to make different products from different suppliers and how to create a different supply chain or something like that. Now, a platform like this can be truly revolutionary because if you plug in the right amount of mechanics into the game, which actually depict the real world business, then you might actually come across cases when people are inventing supply chain models which are even better than the existing ones. So you would have interactions over here which can actually help the business owners actually expand their view, and this would be an extended brainstorming session for them. So as to how you can get in information from people who are actually playing the game and try that if that really works in the industry or not. So this is how I would like to conclude this thing.